going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Seatman, and coming up on today's show, we got updates around Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson in terms of them signing their contract extensions before the regular season. Then in the second half of today's show, I got 5 breakout candidates for your New York Jets. But before we dive into it, if you guys could help us out here on the channel by hitting that subscribe button. We post a video around the Jets every single day, and if you guys just want some good Jets content in your life, please hit that subscribe button. We are in the dog days of the NFL offseason right now, so if you guys still want to stay up to date around everything on your favorite football team, hit that subscribe button today and help us reach 8,000 subs here on the show. All right, let's talk about these two guys, Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. I will say this picture is awesome. Iron sharpens iron in a photo right here. These two of the best in the league at their respective positions, and both these guys have made it crystal clear to the Jets front office that they want to be here, and they want to be here for a very, very long time. And it was first Sauce who commented on the contract negotiations saying this: I feel pretty good. I just wanted to show my teammates, my coaches, how much I want to win. I want to be part of change in the organization. That's awesome stuff to hear from Sauce, because as he, so far with this tenure with the New York Jets, it has not gone well. You know, obviously he probably had higher expectations than what the Jets have had over the last couple of years. But I think him wanting to be here and wanting to win, this is the Aaron Glenn impact. He has these guys bought in. These guys rally around Aaron Glenn. And the fact that Sauce and Garrett, they both could have said, hey, we're not showing up to minicamp. We want these contract extensions. You want us there, you pay us, but they want to be there for the football team, be a part of the change, and I think that starts with the head coach, Aaron Glenn. Now, in terms of how much Sauce will get paid, I think he's going to be number one on this graphic when it's all said and done this offseason. Now, Stingley just got that 3-year, $90 million deal with 89 of it guaranteed from the Houston Texans. J.C. Horn just signed a 4-for-100 deal with the Carolina Panthers. But if I'm the New York Jets, I'm giving Sauce Gardner the exact Derek Stingley deal. Now, if he wants $1 million more just to say he is the highest paid corner in the league, I'm giving him that, because a little bit of this contract is, projecting what Sauce will be. And I think when it's all said and done after this season, he will be the undisputed top cornerback in the National Football League, so pay him like that. I would have no worries, no concerns about giving him $31 million a year. Even if you make $90 million of that guaranteed, I still think it would be a good deal for the New York Jets, because if you wait till next offseason, who knows who could be the highest paid corner. Maybe you would have to give Sauce $35 million. So I would rather get him done now, extend him, and really have him being bought into Steve Wilks, Aaron Glenn, and this new look New York Jets defense. But Garrett Wilson was also talking about contract talks here, saying this: I'm hopeful. I'm a Jet for life, and that we can get this thing rolling, and that all of our best days are ahead of us. And I love this, because he's taking a positive mindset on everything. He could be negative right now, be like, all right, we have a new head coach, we got a new quarterback, it hasn't gone well over the last couple of years, but he is remaining positive. He clearly believes in his college guy, Justin Fields, and he obviously believes in Aaron Glenn. So I love this positive mentality out of Garrett Wilson. And how much is he going to make? I probably slot him in after this contract gets done. I'd probably say he'll be fourth on this list. I think they'll probably give him maybe $33, $32 million per year. He'll for sure be ahead of Amon-Ra and Brandon Ayuk. I think he'll get more than $30 million. But I also think with these contract extensions, I got a feeling we're going to get these back-to-back notifications where they're both going to drop in within the same 5-minute stretch. Like we saw Jordan Schultz, he reported the Bengals wide receivers getting paid the exact same moment. I think the same thing's going to happen for the Jets with Garrett and Sauce. And I think both these deals will get done before Jets training camp. I don't think they want that noise heading into that, very, very important stretch of practices. So I think both these will get done. I really have no worries about it. Just everything Glenn and this whole organization has talked about. If you just start connecting some dots, I think they're, in the interest of paying their good football players and trying to keep them happy, heading into training camp. But if you guys want to send a message to the Jets front office, and if you guys want the Jets to extend both Sauce and Garrett, give me a me down below in the comments section. Fill it up down there. I want both these guys extended. I think both these will get done. Great football players. Clearly want to be here. They got the right mentality. They got the right mindset. So if you guys want them to extend both those guys, give me a me down below. All right, I want to wrap up today's show just quickly going over 5 breakout candidates for the New York Jets. Clearly, this is a massive year for them, and there are some guys that can absolutely pop off this upcoming season. We can start off with, in my opinion, the biggest addition that the Jets made in free agency, Andre Cisco. Now, ball hawk safety. He's got great instincts, and I think for him being a breakout candidate, I honestly think this says more about the players that are around him, because I think the Jets front seven will be absolutely dominant this season. They should be putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and when you put pressure on the quarterback, they'll put the ball in harm's way, and that's where a guy like Andre Sisco comes into the equation, where I could see myself looking up. It's like week 16. He's got 7 interceptions, and he's tied for the league. I think he is that good. I think his instincts are that good, and just with the defense they have around him this year, he should have a massive year for Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks. Now, on the offensive side of the ball here, we're going to go Breece Hall. Now, and also I will say, in terms of breakout candidates, I don't love putting rookies on here. I do have one rookie, but I kind of view this as guys that have had solid starts to their career, but they're going to take that next level. And I think Breece Hall is a perfect example of that. Now, obviously the Jets are going to go more towards a run-first offense where it's going to be built through the run game, setting up play action. You'll have the read option, triple option game with Justin Fields. And I think Breece Hall will be the biggest beneficiary of that. Now, I could see him having a season. Maybe it won't be like what Jahmyr Gibbs had last year in Detroit, but it could be just below that, where I could see him going for 1,200 yards, maybe a 300 through the pass game as well. He's a 1,500-yard season. I would consider that a breakout for Breece Hall. And for all the fantasy guys, I was burned by Breece Hall last year. I took him in the first round, even over a guy like Justin Jefferson. I was sick watching that throughout the entire season. But this year, I will be drafting Breece Hall in fantasy. I think he's going to have a massive year. And number 3 for me, a guy that has already broken out, but I think he is going to take another step, and that's Jamien Sherwood. Now, having that prototypical Mike linebacker, that leader of the defense, I think is going to be huge for this Jets defense this upcoming season. And, I think if you just ask the common NFL fan, like, hey, name your top 5 linebackers in the league, I don't know if Sherwood cracks that list for most people. But I do think after the end of this season, I think he'll be just that. Like, I think he has great instincts. He flies to the football at a very, very high level. He's a freak athlete as well. And I think him being that leader of a defense that could potentially be a top 5 unit in the league, I think he was going to get a lot of love from NFL fans at the end of the season. Now, another guy that will be huge for the defense, edge rusher Jermaine Johnson. Now, his highest total in a season in terms of sacks was just 7.5. I think he's going to be a double-digit guy this season. He seems like he's got the right mentality. He's rehabbing very well from that knee injury this past season. He should be ready to roll week 1. And I think with him on that defensive line, next to Quinnen, next to Will McDonald, I'll tell you what, that's a scary defensive line. I think Jermaine Johnson could be a huge, beneficiary from that group where he could have 10+ sacks this season. He will probably still be getting some chip blocks, some double team looks, but it won't be as extreme because of the guys that are playing next to him. So if he just does what he has shown over the last couple of years, staying healthy, and then also just producing out there on Sundays, I think he could have a major, major season next year. But I'm going to go number 5 on this list. I'm going to go Mason Taylor, tight end. Now, like I said, I don't love putting rookies on here because a lot of this is projecting. But in the Jets situation offensively, I think he's going to be second in receiving this season, where he could have 600, 700 yards. He'll be that safety blanket for Justin Fields, especially in that read option game. If they're going to that, if Fields decides to pull the football, it could just be a quick check down to Mason Taylor in the flat. I could see that being a play, ran over 15 times this season, where let's just say 15 of Mason Taylor's however many catches are in the flats off those read options games. Fields was great at that at Ohio State with Jeremy Ruckert, actually. And I could see Mason Taylor just being a better version of that since he's just a better overall player than Ruckert, in my opinion. But those are my 5 breakout candidates. And if you guys made it to the end of today's show, hit me with the Go Jets down below in the comments section. And please, please, please hit that subscribe button on your way out. And we'll see y'all next time. As always, Go Jets.